What up, ladies and gentlemen, Chen Chen here bringing you guys another video. Today I am bringing back the Vladimir guide series where I pretty much give you tips to play Vladimir, etc, but this time it's a little bit different. The roles are switched instead. I am now helping the overall enemies, right? The enemies who are facing against Vladimir. This video will be very beneficial for you. I am giving you my top 5 tips to counter Vladimir. Obviously, there are a ton more tips I can give, but these I really settled down onto, in my opinion, the 5 best tips. And if you watch this whole video and you understand it, following these tips, you will guarantee counter Vladimir. And every time you see another Vladimir, you'll be like, this is fucking Freelo. If you find this video useful or helpful, make sure to smash the like button, join the Crimson Pack by subscribing to the channel. Let's get right into tip number 1. Alright, so the very first tip will be the longest tip by a large margin, to be honest, and that's because I'm going to explain it very in depth. So just be prepared for a very long tip number 1, and that will be picking a counter champion. You might be like, what the hell is this video? You're giving us tips on how to counter a champion, and all you say is pick a champion that counters that champion. But it goes a little bit more in depth. Obviously, if you even play Vladimir, or maybe you're a smart player, you should know Vladimir loses lane 98% of the time in terms of matchups, right? He's expected to lose these type of matchups until mid to late game. He gets bullied, he gets out pressured, etc, and that is truly one of Vlad's main weaknesses. So 98% of the champions in League of Legends, mid lane specifically, because, you know, will counter Vladimir, you know? So I've created a list of the main classes in League of Legends that actually do the best job in countering Vlad. This is mid lane specifically focused, but you can take this and incorporate it to top lane as well. So the very first class is Assassins. You know, if you're an Assassin main, you probably feel this. You probably feel that, holy crap, I just do so much damage to Vladimir early game, and then I just one-shot him later on. It's truly impossible for Vladimir to face against Assassins that have these type of one-shot potential burst. For example, Zed, LeBlanc, Fizz, they have these trading patterns, right? For example, Fizz, he Qs auto W and then he E's away. Vlad can't do anything, right? You chunk him down half his HP, Vlad's gonna be scared for the rest of the lane, he's gonna play back, he's gonna lose minions, and by the way, if a Vladimir misses out on a ton of minions, he's not even playing Vlad, right? Let's be honest. A Vlad with 5.0 to 6.0 CS per minute will not impact the game at all. So Fizz has these type of trading patterns, Zed does as well, LeBlanc does as well, and even better, LeBlanc specifically, her chain goes through Vladimir's pool. So Assassins are just extremely good at dealing with Vladimir's pool because they just burst him. It's literally like 1 second burst. If Vladimir doesn't pool like in that 0.5 second, then he's eating up majority of the burst and he's going to get chunked out. And then once he's chunked out, you can finish him off. Assassins are just really good at countering Vlad. Furthermore, Assassins are one of the best classes to roam around. You'll see that Zed, Talon especially, Kiana, Fizz as well, Echo, they love to roam. That's one of their main champion identities as an assassin. They want to roam, they want to snowball. Once that happens, once they get 1 kill in the side lane, Vladimir's lane is done. First off, Vladimir cannot follow this roam for obvious reasons. He's probably going to be still shoving the wave, trying to shove the wave with his absolutely non-existent wave clear. Champions like Talon can just shove and then roam. What can Vladimir do? Absolutely nothing. So that is why Assassins are very good at countering Vladimir. Alright, the second class we have is CC champions. Now I do understand that CCs in general in League of Legends counter pretty much any champion, right? But Vladimir specifically CC just plays a huge role in shutting down Vladimir. And this is going to tie into my main tip as well, that I'll explain later on. But Vladimir is a low slash mid-range champion, right? His Q, R, E all pretty much has the same radius, which is equivalent to a ranged champion auto attack. It's about maybe, I haven't looked at the numbers specifically, but I believe it's 550, right? A lot of champions, like a lot of mages, hyperscalers, they have abilities that go past that. They have like 750 range, 800. Xerath even has like, Xerath is a fucking global ult, so we don't talk about that. But a lot of these champions have and will outrange Vladimir in the mid lane. Like, I seriously cannot think of a champion that does not outrange Vladimir within one of their abilities. I just can't. So, having CC against a champion that not only is immobile, because he has no dashes, no blinks, no nothing, but also is a low slash mid-range champion, you can do the math, right? Vladimir has to get close to you, and all you have to do is CC him down. And when he's CC down, you just burst him down. And he cannot press pool, he cannot press Q, he cannot press R, he cannot press E. Now what happens when Vladimir can't press his buttons? You'll figure that he's not a champion anymore, right? He doesn't have any of his mechanics, and he just cannot do anything. He's forced to get close to you, and you just land the easiest CC in your whole entire life. Let me tell you, champions with easy CC to land, for example, you know, Annie, TF, no matter how much they int, they will always have some sort of impact in the game. Because CC is super, super big, and it counters Vladimir extremely hard. I faced against an Annie before, absolutely destroyed her in lane. Late game, she was like 0-20, literally, like she was bronze inting, but she flashed, and then she ulted me, and guess what? I died. Like, she CC'd me, bursted me down, and her team followed up. There's just no counterplay. CC will guarantee that Vladimir dies, and unfortunately for Vlad, he's not building QSS. If you see a Vladimir build QSS, either he's probably 1v9 smurfing, or he's brain dead dumb. Vladimir majority will not build QSS, so CC is very, very important. Alright, the third class that counters Vlad is a champion that outrange Vladimir. I already discussed about his low range. You know, you can take champions like Xerath, Syndra, Ryze, Victor, Zoe, pretty much almost every mid laner, right, that can burst you down or do a shit ton of damage to you while you never being able to touch them. It is super frustrating, right? That is why champions like Zoe or, you know, Syndra, they do a very good job in countering Vlad and are considered hard counters because they just completely outrange Vladimir. He cannot even get close to you, and he's constantly getting poked. I forgot Orianna as well. Orianna is a huge, huge lane bully, and her range is absolutely ridiculous. So picking a champion that outranges Vladimir is very beneficial. Now, outside of mid lane, what other class do we have that destroys and outranges Vladimir? Oh shit, it's Marksman. Alright, I see Marksman, ADC players, complain about Vladimir the absolute most, and that's so frustrating for me because their class is one of the best against Vladimir. You have champions like Caitlyn, Ezreal, Ashe, who just kites the living shit out of Vladimir. He cannot play the game, so it's very, very important to recognize this and recognize your strengths. If you're an ADC player and you're running into Vladimir in his range, then it's you as an issue, not Vladimir. Alright? And last but not least, the final category or class that kind of enwraps the very first tip is champions that have good all-ins. Now this, in terms, I'm looking more towards the mid/late game. I'm looking into a lot of champions like Renekton, Jax, Riven potentially. Champions that go conquer, right? Even like Cassiopeia potentially. They just consistently ram you down. They just don't even care about backing down. Doesn't matter if they have 1 HP. they just go all in. And what does that do for Vladimir? Well, he's very cooldown reliant. His autos do absolutely nothing. So champions that have these consistent DPS while healing through Conquer will absolutely destroy Vladimir. You pick these type of bruisers mainly, like Irelia as well. Her all-in is absolutely ridiculous. And if Vladimir gets caught under her E, he's probably going to get one shot and just completely die. So that is it for tip number 1. Tip number 2, you might once again be like, oh my god, what is this video? He's just giving the most obvious tips, but it truly is crucial to countering Vlad. It is building MR. This is a no-brainer. Vladimir is a hyperscaler, and majority of his damage is neglected or negated through building MR. I've seen, now I get that this was a normal game, but it was still very frustrating. A Caitlyn that built Spirit Visage. Guys, you don't understand how much I wanted to break my monitor. I was 1v9ing that game, the Caitlyn built a Spirit Visage, and all of a sudden this class that has a shit ton of DPS, I can't kill her anymore, right? So building MR is very important. Now I'm not going to say to build a Spirit Visage as an AD carry, but there are other items. You know, AD carries that build no MR and complain about Vladimir, I'm sorry, you are low elo and you are going to stay down there. You have to understand the importance of itemization. Even a Merc Treads will be the difference between Vladimir one-shotting you and Vladimir having to use 2 to 3 multiple waves of his combo. That's huge for a cooldown champion. So building MR very important. This stays the same for mid lane champions. Now, please, if you're going against me, don't rush Merc Treads. I'm going to never play Vladimir ever again. Merc Treads stop Vladimir from doing anything. Like, it's just ridiculous, guys. So, if you play mid lane against another Vladimir player that isn't me, please spare me. Come on, guys. Go Merc Treads, first item, or not even first item. You can go your core and then go Mercs, because Vlad's early game, dog shit. Vlad's mid game, when he starts getting items, he has some one-shot potential. But if you build Merc Treads, it absolutely is deleted. So, you know, you can get your core item and then go Merc Treads. Super, super, super cost efficient against a Vladimir. And then also Spirit Visage, Death's Dance, Maul, Hex Shrinker, all very, very good items to counter Vlad. Alright, tip number 3. This is the biggest one that I cannot stress enough. Like, if I was not a Vlad one-trick or a Vlad main, you know, if I was some random player that absolutely hated Vladimir, this tip itself will completely make sure that I never lose to a Vladimir ever again. It is keep track of flash timer. Vladimir, I joke about this, but Vladimir almost doesn't feel like a champion when he doesn't have flash in that mid to late game stage. Like, when I play Vladimir and I don't have flash, 9 out of 10 times I'm not going to group with my team. That's just stupid, right? I'm not a champion. I'm just going to walk around and then get caught, get kited, and then die. Flash is very crucial in allowing Vladimir to actually get onto these champions, right? Piggybacking onto the fact that he has low range, Flash allows that to kind of minimize that so he can actually catch up and become a champion, you know, become a actual champion doing something. Just keep his flash timer, guys. It's that simple. When he uses flash, you have 5 full minutes to do anything you want, because 9 out of 10 times that Vladimir is probably not going to do anything. He just can't. He can't touch you, he can't reach you, and if you're a champion that has slows or outrange him, he's just going to die, right? He's literally going to die. So just keep track of his flash timer. I promise you, if you do this, you're gonna be like, what the hell, Vladimir? Where's Vladimir? What's Vladimir doing? Holy shit, why is Vlad not touching me? Like, he just can't do anything. It's so frustrating when I'm playing Vlad and I just get kited the fuck out because I don't have flash. Flash is so crucial on a champion like Vladimir, so if you keep track of it, I guarantee you will win against Vladimir's. Alright, tip number 4, like I said earlier, in terms of a main tip that kind of tied into a champion you can pick, CC chain him. Alright, this might be like brain dead of a tip, but it's so accurate. I've seen through personal experience. You know, I have 11.0 CS per minute. I'm 10-0, extremely fed, absolute 1v9. I get hit by CC, CC, I die. I get one shot. There's no counterplay. I can't press any buttons, right? Champions like Malzahar, Leona, Galio, those champions are so good at CC chaining Vladimir, so he cannot play the game at all late game. If I see a champion, for example, a Galio Leona, I guarantee you I am going to dodge. You have to be better than Faker to actually manage playing Vladimir in that type of game state, because no matter whether you pull, whether you flash, whether you, I don't care, fly to the enemy, you're not going past their CC. Leona has her auto, Galio has her W, or has his, my bad, has his W, his E, his R. So much CC, and Vladimir can't do anything. So trust me, CC chain him. If you see that your teammates, you know, landed a CC, or maybe they wasted a CC, but Vladimir wasted pool, that's your time to go in. CC him down, and then burst him. Super, super free. And then tip number 5, wrapping up the video, guys. This is a very, very crucial one as well, because it kind of sounds counterintuitive, but it's super important. So we all know Vladimir's strength is in those team fights, right? If he gets that 5-man R, he gets that beautiful engage, he's probably going to pentakill. But how to play team fights is very important. So if you are squishy, you want to play front to back with your team. What does this mean? You want to make sure that you're behind your tank, and you want to make sure that Vladimir doesn't have a flank. You see Vladimir, right? If you don't see Vladimir, he might go for a flank, and then you might face check and die. You don't want to do that. You have to see where Vladimir is, and you have to play front to back. You're guaranteed to win the fight. There's no way Vladimir is going to get past your tank straight to you. That's just unrealistic. You would have to literally be standing still and be inviting Vladimir to touch you, right? To reach you. You know, you can kite, you can do this, do that. There's so many things you can do to ensure Vladimir never touches you unless he has Flash. Flash is the only exception. Flash is broken on Vladimir, alright? But just play front to back. And secondly, to playing team fights, you know, if you find a choke point, like in the jungle, where Vladimir cannot actually reach you, or, you know, he would have to walk in a straight line, or like in a very small area, you can easily lock him up and CC him down. So fighting in the jungle is actually super, super bad for Vladimir without Flash. Take that as you will. Maybe you want to start a jungle fight knowing that Vladimir doesn't have Flash. You're probably going to win that. Vladimir's not going to get to you. There's just no way he does, right? Especially if you're playing front to back in a jungle fight. Your tanks are in front of you. You're just at the back spamming your DPS. What can Vladimir do? He can't get past you. He can't get past the tanks. So it's just super, super free. So that's how you want to play team fights. Despite Vladimir being known for having these team fight potential, you can easily disrupt it and actually counter him and destroy him. And I feel as if this is pretty obvious, but don't group like so compactly with your teammate. That's just stupid. You're welcoming Vladimir to get a 5-man ult and run you down. If you are all separated, trust me, as the Vladimir main, I can guarantee you I'm going to have to go in eventually, right? If you play slow, you play smart, you don't make a mistake, right? Vladimir is a very reactive champion. You have to make the mistake first, and then Vladimir can react upon that. So, if you are completely split from your team, not in terms of the team fight, but in terms of positioning, right? Your tanks are still in front of you, but you're not near them to where you can get AoE down by Vladimir's ult and then his E, you're going to win the fight. Vladimir, he's forced to ult the tanks, and it's just no value. You can DPS him down and burst him down. So that is pretty much it for this video. That is top 5 tips that I have so you guys can counter Vladimir. If you found the video useful, like I said, please smash the like button. It really, really helps out my YouTube channel. If you enjoy these type of content and want more Vladimir guides, make sure to let me know down in the comments below. Join the Crimson Pack by subscribing to the channel. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a great day. Chen Chen out.